what's happening? It's your dude, the merciless Reese L. Black. Welcome back to the booth. Let's go ahead and address the couple of elephants in the room. First of all, I'd just like to say thank you to the new subscribers. You know, what's good? Welcome to the booth and everything. And let me go ahead and clear up something from the last video. I know it was a while ago because the thing is I like to drop videos on certain topics when I feel that I saw things all the way through, when some things just have to unfold, because you guys probably know me by now. I don't like just jumping on something trending and I don't know the whole story, because I like to be objective. I had to speak on this and I had to wait for it to unfold. Diddy Cassie. What's interesting is some of us heads who are deep into hip hop, we're not new to this, because this actually goes back all the way to 2018 when the issue was already being arose between them two. Everybody pretty much already knew, like I said, if they keep their head into hip hop, that was old news. It just became new news years later because Cassie finally decided to develop the courage to go ahead and subpoena him. Throw that man away, right? And it sucks because I was slapping the Diddy, Love album, because y'all know I love R&B and everything, and that album slaps. And this kind of just put a stain on it. And it ain't one of those, separate. You got to separate the artist, from the music and the drama. And it's no. This is kind of one of those things where it's just like I can't do it. I can't. Why? Because when Cassie dropped, like I said, for anybody that knows hip hop and a few of you young heads out there, Cassie dropped like years ago. I want to say she was like maybe like, what, 17, 18, 19, I believe, but they linked when she was 19, and she sounded like a multi-album deal with Bad Boy and didn't drop nothing. You know what I mean? But yeah, so what's kind of sucks is I still remember that as her as a little girl right now, even though this news dropped with she and Diddy, which is just freaking trash right now. Trash on his part. I saw all the counts. So not only was it was drugs involved, sexual assault involved. I mean, my goodness, she was popping every drug imaginable because he had brought her into that environment. The man had male escorts, having group sex, running trains or whatever, or even if it's one-on-one sex, he's recording the shit and he's rolling dice to it. Cassie didn't even want the settlement. This is how gangster she was, because even I was thinking, like, why is he not behind bars? I heard he's almost kind of like King of New York out in that way, like Puffy's real street. He got a handful of people in his palm. So, which is why this was settled. So I don't know if this is like going to go to trial later on or whatever. She tries to do something again, but she didn't want that settlement. She didn't want that 8-figure deal that they was offering her. She was like, hell with that. No, this man needs to basically be in prison. Bill is in prison. Kells is in prison. Hell, Mystical went to prison. Why not Diddy? And I get it, because out of all the stuff, that was reported, that was already done. It was like, oh man, this man should have been underneath the damn jail, but hopefully she's safe. I hope, mentally that, she is straight, but it does kind of suck how there were literally men around this whole entire time that couldn't say anything. We have a bunch of yes men, and I know we got like some ladies out there that's pretty much gonna address that, what's with men? How come you guys are not stepping up? How come the men didn't report this or whatever? Well, for one, Puffy could pretty much take you out if he wanted to. This is one of the reports that's also here. And apparently Kid Cudi, he caught smoke. It's reported he tried to pop at, Cassie, long time ago. And next thing you know, his car is blown up. So apparently that's just how much pull Puffy actually has, But no one else is really trying to put their life on the line, especially if they got families or whatever. So there's really pretty much going to be like, I'm not saying anything, unless also there's some NDAs that have probably been signed as well. I mean, Puffy is not exactly stupid, sloppy, but not stupid. And now this is where things get sloppy. When I heard about he was always inebriated, drugged up and all this other stuff, I was like, oh, okay, Puffy's one of them. He's super duper sloppy. And who knows? Maybe she went ahead and went after his neck because maybe there was another female that was probably about to get it. You know, some women do that, where I don't want what happened to the next woman what happened to me. So therefore, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and ring that bell. And you know, much love and prayers and hugs, you know, goes out to Cassie, because that's got to be devastating. You're this young, naive girl who gets signed to one of the biggest record labels in the industry, and next thing you know, you ended up pretty much being a sex slave. You were manipulated and everything because you know that this man can damn near do harm. You know, and it kind of sucks that a lot of other media outlets really wasn't getting in on it. You had artists out there, because there's a bunch of artists out there that really ain't scared of Puff. They're like, whatever, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. I think he a fruitcake, yada yada yada. They'll go ahead and do that shit. You know what I mean? But you know, but a lot of other media heads are really not going in deep on the sickness, you know, of this situation, which is very, 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 you know, pathetic. But then again, they're just the media. They're not the court. They're not politicians. They're just there to give you the news. Really not supposed to give their opinions and 2 cents and all that. That who cares? I mean, they're not going to make if Breakfast Club don't talk about it or Joe Budden don't talk about it, it's not going to make an impact. It really doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You know, they can't do anything. Right now, Cassie's team, Cassie family, they can do something about it, and they did. So I don't know if it's over, though. So even though it was settled like a day after the report came out, I mean, talk about damage control. They went in fast, you know, so who knows? But the fact that she didn't even want no payout is damn near gangster. So it really looks like she was trying to, like, you know, make sure that monster was locked up. So if anybody has pretty much paid attention to the space here, there was a young woman who caught some virality because she's a teacher, you know, or actually she stated she was a ballet instructor. And she was talking about how these kids are very, very, very disobedient. She tries to have structure with these children. I guess they're like kinder ages, you know, 5+ here and there, right? And when she tries to tell them, like, you know, hey, be still, sit down, stand here, do this and that, you know, just being a basic teacher so, you know, she can go ahead and continue the class. I guess these babies are very, very, very disruptive, very, very disrespectful.
I'm calling out all the parents. If you're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. The children today, I have never experienced, and I'm 22. I teach 5-year-olds ballet. 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. I told a young little girl, please sit in your spot. You're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. When her mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions. And 7 times today, I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit. And mind you, this is a mom. Clearly she didn't want to fucking sit right there. So, I mean, if she telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it. And another thing that's heart-wrenching, it's horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Sexyy.
Man, that's not funny. Let me stop laughing. And this is what I wanted to talk about here. Oh, and then I guess Sexy Red got a wind of that, and her response on Twitter, you know, which was actually deleted, she stated basically, girl, play Pound Town, Sexyy, and shut the F up. That's what was tweeted, but then it was deleted. So shout out to those who caught the screenshot of that and everything, right? And this is where I wanted to speak on. Now, I know we're in this age of, you know, I don't give a damn. I don't care what anybody say. I'm going to do what I do. It's my business. I represent me. I don't represent all the black women and yada, yada. I wanted to talk about where crossover may be too much. This is what's interesting. This was a crossover that nobody requested, right? And for those that don't know what I mean, we're talking about when artists cross over to a certain audience. Not an audience that they tried to get, but when their likeness, their image, their music cross over into, you know, to an area of people who didn't even ask for it. Like, of course, since I'm a hip hop head, I'm a music head, of course I heard Sexyy Red. But the thing is this, I don't listen to Sexyy Red music. Yes, I got my little ratchet, you know, guilty pleasure song of one of hers, right? But what I listen to when I see a suggested video of hers on my YouTube channel, I'm like, whoa, how did I get here? Because usually I'm like listening to like a Usher or something, or a Lucky Day, a Johnny Gill, you know what I mean? Something in the R&B area, right? But when a Sexyy Red and any other, you know, female rapper pretty much gets suggested to me by YouTube, it's like, what the hell is this doing in my algorithm? I didn't ask for this. And so when we see these messages get out there, these posts where it's talking about, hey, if you don't like Sukihana, then, you know, move. If you don't like Sexyy Red, then leave. You ain't got to listen. But the thing is, no one was asking to listen to it. And that's what makes this interesting. Even when I'm like on IG in my feed, some stuff will pop up that I don't even care about. Now, the thing is this, how does Sexyy Red's music ended up crossing over into the brains of these babies going into ballet? It's like ballet class, y'all know what type of music they dance to. It's a little bit slower. It's a little bit classical. There's no rap music. I doubt anything that this, I'm sure she's not bumping any rap music for these babies to dance to, right? But the thing is, this is what happens when people are talking about, I'm sick of seeing this. They're not going over to watch it or listening to it. It was put in their face. So it's not that it's like, you know, they're disgusted by the music every time it comes on. It's like they were never in an area to where they should be running into music like hers. That's the sad part. So now everywhere they go, they hear, you know, this provocative music and everything, right? And so you have a lot of these babies who are end up listening or hearing the music because their moms are bumping. And give credit to, you know, the young lady that was speaking on this. I mean, what she probably understands is like grandmothers are younger. Grandmothers are the same age as me, 40s now. The 70s babies are the new grandparents. Some of us have somebody in the crew that's a granddaddy right now, and they haven't even turned 50 yet. We are the new OGs, and grandma, Keisha and them are the new Medeas. They're going to be the new big mamas. And they love all of this type of new hip hop. They dig all of this. So it's gonna get played around the grandbabies. Yeah, so those babies that she's actually teaching ballet to, yeah, that's somebody's grandchild. She's even talking about 5-year-olds know how to twerk. Why? And that's another thing too. Twerking had to be put in front of these babies' faces somewhere. Now, the thing is this, my generation, we had to go look for anything provocative. Now it's right there in front of these babies. And yeah, a lot of mamas, they be twerking into, they think it's cute, you know, twerking with their daughters and everything, until they realize as they get older and they go to another spot, they think it's acceptable to turn up like that in public. They shouldn't be twerking in ballet class. I mean, come on now. It's like, moms. Your baby should not be getting off like that, you know, in ballet class. And the teacher was even stating, like, she'd be trying to like get into the heads of the parents and the moms, and they're just like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, don't tell my kid what to do. Who are you to tell me? You know, yeah, she's the young, pretty, you know, teacher, you know, so I'm not saying that mom might be otherwise, but come on. It's almost as if like they just really don't have any respect for the space. And it's like, if your baby is 5, 6, twerking, you're asking for something predatory to happen. And how many times have we went across a social media feed and we see some baby twerking? You know what I mean? It's like you're just opening the floodgates for like some of these predators out there, male and female, because females, they be looking at these little girls too. But anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and throw that vid out there, and y'all know how I do. I'm out this piece. Good evening, Mr. Black.